everybody? How is everybody doing tonight? We are officially at the last episode of Talk Turkey to Me for this year's 2023 Bow Hunting League Turkey Contest. My name is Lance DeYoung. I'm one of the media managers for Bow Hunting League, and I've had the great privilege of hosting all of the Talk Turkey to Me streams so far this year. Before we start bringing people on to Talk Turkey, want to have a couple of moments to share some exciting news. First news right off the bat, if you haven't logged into Facebook at any point today, you may not have heard that it is June 1st, which means after this episode, we are dead focused on deer season. Deer contest team signups are open. Bow Hunting League is and always has been 100% free to compete in, which is just absolutely awesome. We have an incredible behind the scenes crew that helps with managing the league, managing the group, everything else. And so deer contest signups are live. Deer contest, if you're not familiar with the Bow Hunting League, is a 3-person team competition. So yourself and 2 others sign up, and you create a team name and then you can go to www.bowhuntingleague.com, and there's a form to fill out to submit your team. There's a ton of incredible prizes. We're giving away a bow just to give away a bow. If you kill a deer and submit it in the league, you're eligible to win a free flagship bow. We've got some incredible prizes. There's different archery shops at the state level that are starting to pop up and sponsor the biggest buck in their state with a flagship bow. There's packages with some of our other sponsors. Last year, I believe people won bikes from Kaufman's Outdoors and arrow kits from Canati Arrows and Zinger Fletches. HHA Sports is a huge sponsor. Backwoods Mobile Gear, Osseo Camo is sponsoring this year's competition. Genesis 3D Printing, Rubline Sense. You can find all of our sponsors on our website, but it's incredible. So if you think that the season's done because turkey season is wrapping up, you are wrong. We're about to launch straight into prep for deer season. On top of that, starting this week, we've got the One Shot. If you have never heard of the One Shot, that is a Facebook Live archery practice competition. So we like to challenge everybody to get their bow out all throughout the summer. We've got some cool prizes, and the rules and all of the info on that will be coming out soon as well. So a lot of exciting things going on in the league, but let's get right into it and start bringing some of our captains on. Well, we've got Mr. James Fahey.
How we doing?
We got JP. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
And of course, we let this knucklehead in every once in a while. Hello, Ruben.
Hey, I know it looks kind of funny with my head going up against my phone right now, but I'm still at work, and we just had about a 40-mile-an-hour wind burst with a bunch of rain and hail hit us while we're out here trying to fix a water break. So, yeah, it's
that sounds like great times.
Yeah.
Is it warm? Is it warm, Ruben?
Do what?
Is it warm?
Not when the hail hits you. Kind of gets dark, a little cold when that happens. No, it was 85. The wind, the rain's about 55 degrees, so it's a little chilly.
All right. Well, let's get right into it this week. Final hours. I see it's light in your guys' photos. Just out of curiosity, do any of you guys have teammates that are still out in the woods grinding out those final minutes of the competition trying to get a bird?
I've got a kid out right now up in Michigan trying to make it happen, but not looking for the home team.
Not looking good. Give us a recap. This is our recap episode. How'd your team do this year, JP?
Man, I don't have a single complaint really. I can't take any credit for my team personally, because it is a team. I mean, everybody on my team grinded as hard as I could ever ask them to. We did have 1 week, I think, guy who I thought threw in really didn't participate at all, and I don't know. Yeah, he won't be back, but just so everyone knows, we will win it next year. We've got the same team coming back with one guy added to it, and I hope.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty incredible as the season went along. Us in the captain's chat, we communicate frequently with each other, and watching this guy is new but he's hard at it, or this guy had some family stuff and couldn't hunt as much as he likes, and stuff like that. It's really interesting. There's already a little bit of a jockeying. This may be the final hour or final minutes of the 2023 season, but a lot of our captains already have their eyes set on 2024, and they are ready and dedicated to make it happen. So exciting stuff. I can't wait to see, this has been a crazy year for the Turkey League. We had multiple teams tag out completely. We had teams that tagged out that needed to have consistent upgrades in order to stay at the top spot. It definitely, it used to be a competition where it was, if you can get everybody to kill a bird, you're going to be good. And now it's turning into a little bit more of, you got to hunt turkeys. You gotta be out there trying to kill a bird, upgrade if you think you can do better. And it's turned into quite a unique competition. So
Yeah, definitely. We started out the season thinking that we just had to tag out. I mean, that was the drive. We just got to get 15 for 15, and every other season before this year, if you even came close to that, you were dominating. It's just crazy how it changed this year from being a amount of birds a team can enter versus the quality of the birds that a team can enter. I mean, JP's team, I was just doing the math. They entered 13 birds, and the Formidable Killers, the team that I captained, we entered 15 birds, and they only are 30 points behind us. Yeah. So they could have won pretty easily with even less birds, which is pretty crazy compared to past seasons.
Yeah, absolutely. And it became something where I believe we set a record this year with the largest single bearded bird entered in the competition. If I remember right, we had a single bearded bird that was well into the double digits points wise.
Yeah. I know we had a Graham Slay on our team. I don't know if that's I think at one point in time he had the biggest bird, but yeah, he had a single bearded bird. It was an upgrade that he tried really hard to get for most of the season, and finally got it, and that bird scored 35 points. And only had one beard.
Well, and I know Goddard. I'm not sure whose team he was on. I know whose team he'll be on next year, but he come up to Indiana and hunted with me, and he shot a bird. I think it had like just shy of 1.25 inches or over 1 1/8 hooks for sure, and like a 12 1/4 inch beard. I mean, that was an absolute hammer for a single bearded bird. And then Nate Skinner, one of my guys, killed a bird that went 57 points this year, which obviously it was a double beard, but man, that bird right there is really what bumped our average up so much. That was
that's a great bird.
So, and he's been on my team every year that I've been a captain. He's killed a multi-bearded bird for me almost every year.
And he's on your team next year?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not for sale?
No. I don't know. I mean, I might trade him for some race car parts.
We'll start the bidding.
Yeah.
Come on.
No. So I guess where I'm at with it is like Fahey was touching on here a minute ago, is it's not all about just filling every bird on your team this year. Next year, I mean, you're going to have to build a team of guys that hunt multiple states and kill multiple birds with their bow. Man, I'll be honest. Next year, I'll probably be my team's weakest link because everybody knows exactly who I am and how I am. I'll kill one with my bow. I'll kill a decent one with my bow, and then I'm gonna shotgun every freaking bird I see after that. that's just how I do. But I've got. I know Wade's coming to my team next year, and then I've got another kid that's actually from Indiana who killed 5 or 6 birds with his bow this year and wasn't on a team. He even decapped one with a longbow. I know he wants to be on the team bad next year, and I really want him. I don't know who I'll be able to get rid of, so we'll see. I mean, there's definitely going to be some jockeying around for a few guys, and I'm pumped for next year.
Looks like you're just going to have to be the cheerleader.
Yeah, I've actually said that 100%. I would be more than happy to just coordinate this team for them, shotgun everything, and let these boys do it. But my team has shot that down. They said I wasn't allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, JP, I'm gonna highlight you first. One of the things that we said that we would talk about is our most memorable moment of the 2023 season, and I'm gonna throw you on the hot seat first. It can be either your own hunt or watching one of your teammates, turn in something incredible and the excitement or whatever. But what was the number one thing that sticks out to you for the 2023 season?
Man, I'll be completely honest. I had a kid who has been trying to get on a bird for 3 or 4 years. They live about 3.5 hours north of me. Met them through the taxidermy shop, I don't know, a few years ago, and have kind of become friends with his dad. His dad reached out to me and said, look, we've been trying to get this boy on a bird. Is there any way you can help? They came down youth weekend. This kid missed a bird first thing that morning. And then this kid hunted his ass off. I mean, grinded. And I watched that boy kill his first bird over in a live action decoy that evening of youth weekend. And to watch him and his dad run to that bird, hug each other and cry, that was absolutely the most memorable part of my turkey season this year.
That's awesome. Yeah, there's nothing seemingly that beats youngsters in the outdoors.
100% my absolute favorite thing. And we had a banger year for the kids this year. I think I watched 5, maybe 6 kids killed this year. My best friend Dave, his 2 older boys doubled up. That was their first double. That was the last weekend of our Indiana season. His 6-year-old killed a bird youth weekend here. I mean, we had a hell of a year for the kids. We had a hell of a year, period.
That's awesome. No, love hearing it. Love hearing the spark of new love for the sport. So well done, and that's an incredible memory for the season.
Appreciate it.
All right, Mr. Fahey, you're next on the hot seat.
Yeah, we had a lot of really good highlights of the year where guys, killing an upgrade, or their turkey. It would be like a Wednesday at 10 a.m. Everyone's working. We pretty much had someone in the field every day, but you just don't really expect it. And then all of a sudden someone's got a 10-point upgrade, or so those moments are always special. The team usually boosts the team, and the team's all doing our team chant on the group chat, and we're having a blast. But my favorite moment of the season, which I was part of it, so I was trying to think of another one, but I had one of the formidable killers hunting with me, and we had a bird coming in just beautiful, strutting back and forth, doing everything right, coming in, absolutely perfect. And I knew that there was a double beard in the area, and I really wanted him to get the double beard. But as it was coming, I saw that it was, not a giant turkey, and I saw that its spurs weren't huge. And I told him, and I've hunted with Matt Thielen forever, and and so I told him, I'm like, it's your tag. I'm going to be happy. Whatever you do, just know if you want to keep hunting, we can go out many more times, because I'm, hoping that we kill a big ass bird for the team. So the bird comes in, and I have my binos up, and I'm trying to see if it's a double beard or if it's, has big spurs. And when I pulled my binos up, I didn't know that he drew his bow back. So I'm anticipating telling him, what the bird is all about. And all of a sudden, thump, he shoots the bird goes rolling off. We had our celebration, everything was great. We go out there and roll that bird over, and if you wouldn't believe it, it was a double beard. And the look on each other's face when we realized it was a double beard, I will never forget that moment my entire life. I mean, we had no idea, and it was just it was a really, really nice surprise. So that moment sticks out to me the most.
That's awesome. And that's one thing, right? I've personally never shot a double. I've shot some good turkeys. I've got an awesome hunt memory from my past with a Rio down in Oklahoma. But a multi-bearded bird is a bucket list item for me. So hopefully someday I'll make that happen.
That being said, Fahey, you gonna bring that bird out to the track?
I probably. When are you gonna be there? Friday?
Yeah, we're rolling out. I shouldn't be on here. I've got guys in there changing tires. We're getting ready to load the car up now, and we're leaving here in about, 2 hours and heading that way. So we'll be there all day tomorrow, and then probably leaving Saturday morning. We're going to try and hit another race back in Indiana Saturday.
Yeah, we'll see. I was just chatting with my wife as I was getting this makeshift desk put together. My deep freezer that I have the bird in is 4 feet to my side here. I was like, I should probably run that bird out there while you guys are a little bit closer.
I think we can find room to put it.
We probably could have a couple drinks too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's bring wrong button, the Yahoo in. Mr. Rubin, your turn.
Well, besides the fact of not killing a bird, which made me want to throat punch Fahey every time he entered a bird on the chat, I'd say probably the most memorable for me was, and I didn't realize this before, and Jason Ewell had kind of alluded to it, that he'd been trying to kill a Merriam's for a long time, and he went up and got his first Merriam's this year, and pretty much told us that bird, between multiple shady outfitters, including this year and everything, and then he went out and grabbed a bunch of stuff and pretty much hunted it himself with Walmart gear, and pretty much Walmart gear hunted a bird that so far had cost him $12,000 to try to kill with outfitters and everything else. So that's one of those things that, to see someone just keep after it. You don't see a lot of guys that, for a turkey especially, that will spend that amount of time or money, but that was his goal and he stuck with it. So that was pretty cool to see. So
persistence pays off every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it didn't pay off. It cost him $12,000 this time.
That's an expensive bird.
Yeah. The mount's cheap after that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that was probably the most, because it's it's just been pretty rough for me out here with no birds. I mean, I got to the end of the season, and everywhere I went to the place where I deer hunt, and I got all excited. I called Fahey and told him I was excited. There's 5 comms out there, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to shoot one of them birds and be done. And I pull up there, and every single one of them had about a 2.5-inch beard sticking straight out of its chest. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. No. So that kind of let me down. That's the way the rest of my season went. We just out here in central Kansas, it's real spotty, but it's just no birds, man. It's bad. And then one of the guys on my team that he hunts, he lives about 20 minutes from me, and he had told me before, he said, I usually have a bunch, and and so I got with him the last couple of weeks of season, and even he put out his cameras, and he said to me, he goes, all I have is hens. He's like maybe 4 or 5. There's no toms anywhere. So it's Kansas could be a real interesting state here for after a while. So
you don't want me to come there next year and kill some turkeys?
I mean, you can come down because I know it doesn't bother you to kill Jakes. So you don't mind poaching young.
No, we're not talking about deer. We're talking about turkeys.
Yeah, I know. I know you don't mind killing underage birds. So
I'll come out and shoot one with a shotgun.
well, I know you will. So yeah, it's just rough, man. It's tough, and it's going to be a interesting few years because it might be getting harder for you guys to get to hunt here because they actually reduced the number of non-resident permits. It's no longer just all or none, and so there's no fall hunting anymore. Every unit in spring is one bearded bird, and they're reducing the number of non-resident tags.
Good
So
deal. Glad to hear that.
it's getting pretty bad. So I just wish a few more people, because they can't tell us why. They can't tell us why we're running it, why the birds are disappearing. And I really wish that we had the same type of effort out of like National Wild Turkey Federation and some of those do in the southern and eastern states, because I feel like they make it a priority. And here it's just, you have a lot of, what do you call it? Farmers and ranchers that just absolutely despise turkeys. Like they hate them. And they want you to kill every single one of them you see. And it's like, I can't do that. And they get upset when you don't. So
How many guys for the trap anymore?
oh, I trap all the time.
Do
We
you?
trap like crazy. And here, when I first started trapping on my deer property, we had 100 turkeys or more every spring on it. And it started to go downhill. So I started trapping, and I caught, it was like 75 to 100 raccoons between 2 different spots within 2 miles of each other. And a couple other guys they trapped too. And we caught, I think it was close to 350 raccoons within a 2-mile radius. And now this year I went out and I caught 5 or 6. I mean, I know there's more, but the numbers aren't like there's a lot of different factors going into this, and it's not just the predators. There's just a lot of factors, and I don't know. I'm not a biologist, but when I see numbers disappear like they are, you can't tell me that there's not, between farming practices and predators and people just wanting to fill tags so they'll shoot whatever comes in. And it's because for the longest time you could shoot 2 bearded birds. So guys would go out, shoot a jake right off the bat, and then try to shoot a big bird. Or the other way around, they shoot a tom and then just go out and shoot a jake just to fill a tag. And that mentality really, really is detrimental to any herd that you have.
100%.
It does catch up with you eventually, especially when you get, nobody else hunts my properties, but some of the properties around me are owned by people, and they'll bring 7 or 8 people in, and they all got tags. They're killing every bearded bird that walks in, every single one of them. They don't care, just to fill the tag. They don't want to waste that money. Yeah, it's definitely gun hunters, guarantee you.
Yep. Yeah, I went to Kansas a few years in a row, not like, I think about 2 hours from you. And every year that I went there, I mean, it was incredible, the size and flocks, how they dropped. It went from seeing, 10, 11 flocks every evening come out in the field, to the next year it was like 5. And then the third year I went in a row, the third year, I think there was only like a dozen turkeys there and only 1 gobbler in a 1,000-acre public land piece. And talk to the farmer that owns the land, and he owns land around there. And, the second year I was down there, I talked to him, and he said it would be common to see like 300 turkeys out in the field at a time. And, and when I was there, we were still seeing 50 or 60, and he was like, I haven't even seen a turkey. So if you imagine, if he was saying he was seeing 300, I mean, it was that the numbers had to have dropped like a rock. So
Well, and there's some, I have nothing against outfitters. I don't, because like I'm getting ready to go bear hunting this fall in Minnesota. I can't do that here. I've fished for gators. I've gone and done other things. I don't mind outfitting. It's just the issue I have is there's no regulation really in Kansas that's not regulated very strictly. And you get some guys that they want people to kill birds so bad that they'll kill every tom or every deer off of a property. They can just keep going back to the same one and keep hitting it and not leave anything for the rest of the guys and or for anybody else, and they'll kill every one that they can. Well, all that does is it literally just you wipe out that population, and you can't come back from that. You used to be able to shoot hens in the fall here too. You could shoot 4 turkeys in the fall, like it was like 5 years ago even, and guys would go out and shoot 4 hens, and then shoot 2 bearded birds in the spring. That's 6 birds per guy. And they say that there wasn't very many people buying tags, but I know a lot of people that were shooting turkeys in the fall, and they may not have been buying tags, but they were shooting turkeys.
Ruben,
So,
are you Rios where you're at or Easterns?
mainly Rios. They did introduce some Miriams, but it's just mainly Rios around where we're at.
Yeah.
There's a few spots where there's hybrids, but for the most part, it's just Rios. So that's what's even more disconcerting is because they're really easy to call because they're not very smart. So
I want to highlight a comment quick. One of our people says they just moved raccoons to a year-round season, just like coyotes in Iowa, and this seems to be a trend, right? I'm seeing more and more states following regulations and stuff where they're doing this. I think that the wildlife biologists are starting to pick up on those ground predators, your skunks, your raccoons, anything like that, possums to a degree as well, are just raiding the nests in an incredible fashion. And there's no incentivization to trap them. I mean, the number of people that are out in the outdoors, deer hunting or turkey hunting or anything like that, wildly outnumbers the people that are willing to put the effort in for trapping and stuff like that. So I think that as people get more passionate about turkey hunting and states start opening up the opportunity to be a year-round situation like Iowa is doing for trapping raccoons or hunting raccoons, I think that we'll start to see some numbers recover, but it's definitely going to take some time.
I started trapping raccoons this last week myself.
Any luck so far?
I got a couple. Yep. I have no more renters in my attic.
And see, that's the point you made about no incentive is, we when I started trapping raccoons, you could get up to about $8 to $10 for a really good one. But now the absolute max you get for the biggest raccoon you could catch would be like $2.50. And that math doesn't add up to make guys. There's a lot of guys that just quit doing it completely because they just can't make any money. And gas being the way it is, it's too expensive to trap them anymore.
Absolutely.
It's definitely become, trapping is certainly more of a conservation method for those that are passionate about their hunting and about their land and stuff like that, and far less about profit like it used to be.
Yeah, it's just not. There's no money in it, and so people that can't afford the gas to do it, they just hung it up and they quit doing it. Because that was what a lot of guys did, was they used that as a way to, you could go out and set out 2 or 3 traps and make enough money to cover your bait cost or your tree stand cost or things like that in a season. And now, I mean, coyotes aren't worth anything. When I first started trapping bobcat or trying to trap bobcats, they were worth $250. And the first time I caught a bobcat, it was worth $35. So, it's like, well, I went through all that work and time and money to literally make nothing on that. So, I mean, it doesn't bother me because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy teaching my kids. But other than that, there's no reason for people to do it.
They won't even let trap bobcats in Indiana. They're protected here. And I see more bobcats than I do coyotes.
Well, there's tons of bobcats here. People just don't realize it. And they're detrimental to a lot of things here. So.
Yeah.
I think it's in Iowa. They're just barely getting the season there, I think. And it's funny because I've had a couple of buddies of mine that would send me pictures and it'd just be like 45, 50-pound bobcats just strolling by their cameras. And like, well, I'd like to catch that thing to get him out of here, but sorry, nothing you can do about it. So,
yeah, we're dealing with the same thing here in Indiana. It's bullshit. So, all right, guys. Well, I hate to do it, but I've got to jump off here. We've got a race car to get ready and get loaded so we can head to Wisconsin.
All right. Well, safe travels. Thanks for jumping on tonight, JP. Congrats on a pretty solid season for your team.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I don't know. I'm super proud of my guys, especially the ones that stuck it out and kept grinding. And even after we knew that one guy was going to kind of be a limit on us, man, Wes Ramsey and his boy, like I said, they're still grinding it out. I can't thank them enough for hunting as hard as they did. And Kevin Whitley and his boys, they hunted their asses off this year. Hell, Kevin came all the way up to Indiana to hunt with me. I want to say before I get off here, man, I'm super proud of my guys. They killed it this year, literally. And we'll be back next year stronger than ever.
For sure. Well, sir, drive safe. Good luck on your race. And once again, congrats on a great season.
I appreciate it. Congrats to everybody else, too. Good job, guys.
See you later. See you tomorrow.
See you, buddy.
All right. Well, Ruben, are you staying dry out there? Oh, Ruben, we've got no volume from you. You're muted.
Yeah, I shut off my mic because I was next to the backhoe. I'm standing underneath this eave right here while the guys are working out there in the rain. So I don't want my shirt to shrink.
Yeah. We expect nothing less of you, Ruben.
Yeah. Some people say sugar dissolves in water, but I say that so does manure if you get it at the right consistency. So.
Yeah. And we'll leave it at that.
I don't know if you guys heard that giant thunderclap we had just a second ago, but yeah, it's a pretty fun time out here today. This is the ones we enjoy. Makes the guys earn their money a little bit more than normal. So,
and maybe hate you a little bit more.
No, they don't hate me. They hate the guys that board through the line. So, yeah, I buy them cheeseburgers and Sonic drinks, so they get pretty happy about that.
And rule number 1, you don't curse the rain. So,
oh, trust me, I'm not. I've been yelling at Fahey and all the other guys from Minnesota that complained about 450 inches of snow in the winter, and they're like, "Oh, it's too much snow." And we were at one point by the drought index, we were actually drier than the desert Death Valley. We were farther into drought than Death Valley. Explain that to me. I don't even know how that math works. But
because if they have 10% humidity, their drought index goes down.
Yeah. Well, I guarantee you, all winter long, I would have paid for 10% humidity. I live in the Sahara Desert where I'm at anyway. It's all sand and everything else. So I see, Ruben ear close-ups. Yes, I have to. You guys going to see the inside of my ear. That's the only way I can hear it.
He's going to start paying for his hunting adventures with ear picks.
I mean, if that's what you guys are into, it's like $5 a piece. If anybody wants to go ahead and start. I mean, I can actually start sending them to you until you pay me to quit. That might actually make more money. So.
Oh, goodness.
I think you just gave DA a new idea for his OnlyFans.
Oh, goodness.
I'm pretty sure there's no idea that he hasn't already run through the gamut of his little mind of what he's going to sell. So,
That's funny.
Oh, goodness. Well, we're running out of captains to chat with, so this episode might be a little bit shorter than others, but we'll do one more thing, and that is James, what are you looking forward to for next year? You going to come back with the Formidable Killers again?
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to Ben about it a couple days ago because, since the bow hunting league has started, every single year we've tweaked it a little bit. So, we went to a live draft. We've done, build your own team. We've done all these different things. And, through that process, I've been on a bunch of different teams and last couple of years I was on the Bearded Bangers, and Dane and I and a few others built the Bearded Bangers, and they did really well. And a couple of us built the Formidable Killers this year, and we were really close. We did really well. I mean, the Pasture Pimps killed a bunch of double beards, and it's hard to beat a team that kills a bunch of double beards. So, there's a couple guys on my team that are going to venture out and be captains, just like a lot of us do. And so it'll be a new team next year again. It'll still be, I'll probably still captain the Formidable Killers, but there's going to be even more competition out there, and it's going to be fun. So I'm definitely looking forward to next year. The reason I enjoy this so much is 100% meeting new people, networking. I mean, I have hunted places that people have referred me to. I've hunted with people. I've had people here. Some of my best friends today and probably for the rest of my life are people that I've met in this turkey league. So next year, recruiting some new guys and building another strong team is going to be really, really fun. I really look forward to it. So.
Absolutely. Well, unofficial results, right? Because we do still have some states open. We have some guys out hunting right now tonight that could, in fact, still submit a bird. But the Formidable Killers took second place. They're second place in the standings with only 5 points separating you in first place. And it's really unique, right? Like last year, the Pasture Pimps jumped out to a lead and then ended up getting smoked by the end of the season by the Outlaws. The Outlaws are sitting in third place this year.
Bearded Bangers won last year.
Bearded Bangers did?
Yep.
Maybe I'm thinking 2 years ago was the Outlaws. I get my years mixed up, but or was it last year that the Pimps jumped out to a big lead and then
Pimps? The Bearded Bangers have won the last 2 years, but and then it was the Pimps before that. But I think they all blend together because the Pimps every single year seem to be hundreds of points ahead. Even this year, within our group chat, we were all sitting there going, "It's over with." They have 200 points on every everybody, and they always jump out. But yeah, the Bearded Bangers won the last 2 seasons. So
right. Yeah, no, I remember that they jumped out to a big league last year, and then as I was writing the scoreboard posts, we were laughing because the lead's a little less. Oh,
yeah.
They're in second now and got overtaken, but no, they they jumped out in. Actually, they didn't start out in front. They came.
Oh yeah.
Up. It's been so chaotic with the scoreboard. I don't remember who jumped out to that first big lead, but the Pimps came, and as soon as some of those Central States, Tennessee, etc., opened up, they filled up that roster with birds, and they held on to that 5-point lead heading into the last day. So no, heck of a season for them. Heck of a season for Formidable Killers. it's incredible, right? I'm looking at the scoreboard right now. We have 3 teams over 300, and then we have an additional 5 or 6 teams over 110 points. And I think that that's probably one of the bigger years we've ever had.
Oh yeah.
So just for the fun of it, the league this year, as of right now, 148 birds killed. Total inches of spurs is 148 and 4/5, or 0.8. Total beard length, get this, 1,532 inches of beard.
That's pretty crazy.
148 birds killed by 101 hunters. Average beard length is 10 1/3 inches, and average spur length is 1 inch. So overall, just an incredible year.
It'd be interesting to see how many states have higher bow kills than that. I bet there are several states that don't even have, what was it, 148 birds?
148 birds.
I bet there are states that don't even have 148 bow kills.
It's possible. That'd be an interesting thing to look up.
Yeah.
Maybe something that the media team has to build a graphic on. So yeah, for sure. No, the league went out and did their thing, right? Last year we set records for the league with antler inches killed. We rolled right in. We repeated it this year with turkey beard length and spur length. I mean, just a heck of a year overall. And then another thing, shout out to Steve Grace for taking King of Spurs. I'm going to confidently say that he's going to hold that. He's got over 2-inch lead on Adam Allitz. So heck of a season for both of them. Steve had 8 and 8.725 inches of spurs. So heck of a season for him as well. So we will have a full scoreboard update and winner announcement tomorrow as soon as everything is finalized and we get past sunset tonight to close out the league. So any parting words you'd like to say for this season?
Do you want to go first, Ruben?
Yeah, I would like to say that I didn't get to say it earlier. I was busy, but that was I felt pretty good about the fact that we just threw together a bunch of guys. I knew for a fact that the Pimps and Fahey's team were going to be really hard to beat. And I'll tell you what, it's a different level now when it comes to beating guys. I mean, it went from, like Fahey said, we were like, well, if we all kill out, we're good, right? No, not anymore.
Yep.
So
changed.
Gone are the days where 21 12-inch birds or 12-point birds will win it for you. You have to be at least a 26 to 30 point average unless you kill all the way out, or you're not even close. So, but it was fun. It was a good time. It wasn't fun watching all those birds get killed, and they were big and they were beating us, but that's just the way it goes. So we gave you a heck of a. That's why in the captain's thread I said I'm gonna get my punches in before you guys start killing, because we're first, so you guys can eat. That's all that matters.
I was telling my team every week, we're losing to Ruben. I don't care. I don't care if you guys killed Jake's. We got to get ahead of Ruben.
Yeah, and then you were calling me saying the same thing about JP. We're losing to JP. Yeah, everybody kill Jake's. I don't care.
We can't lose to the shotgun hunters.
But no, it's fun, and hopefully my team will let me stay on it, because I tell everybody all the time I'm pretty hard on everybody, but as long as everybody hunts to the end and doesn't go out and kill a bird first thing and then never shoot anything, that's the only way to keep you on the team. And it's I look forward to it again next year. Hopefully Jason and Justin will let me do it. So
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ruben. Good luck getting that fixed. Try and dodge the raindrops best you can, or at least the hailstones.
yeah, the guys are going to work real hard on that while I watch them. So Fahey knows what I'm talking about.
I do. We spend many days in our trucks watching our guys work.
Don't want to roll the window down because then you can't.
Don't want to let
Puts
the
out
air
the
out.
cigarette.
Well, Fahey, what about you?
Yeah, I would. The biggest thing is, for the teams out there that got into that 150 range. We've talked in the captain's thread many times about it, but what makes this fun is being in competition with each other. Like, Ben and I talk about getting back on the same team together. We're pretty good friends, and it's like, what I like competing against you. And so, as a captain of a team, what I like to see is these other teams that are coming up and competing. So, I would really urge those teams that are in that 150 point range to collaborate with each other. And it would be fun to see 5, 6, 7 teams in that 300 point range. It would just be a lot of fun. And everybody had a good season. I want to congratulate everybody. I would like to just say thanks to my guys. We had a lot of guys in the last 3-4 weeks travel thousands of miles trying to upgrade. Some of them upgraded, some of them weren't successful. We had guys that were brainstorming with each other about different states they could go hunt, and how we could get those last 5 points, or and those are the guys that you want to have on your team every year. They kill a 10-point bird, but they drove 2,000 miles for an upgrade, or if they killed a 30-point bird and hunted the very last day trying to get a 2-point upgrade, those are the guys to keep around. And so I'm really proud of my team, and as well as the rest of the league. It was really fun this year, and to see all these other teams compete. So
Absolutely. Well, that's it, folks. We're going to wrap up the 2023 Bow Hunting League Turkey Contest. Congratulations to the Pasture Pimps 5.0 for their winning season. Well done to all of you. Congratulations, Steve Grace, on taking the title King of Spurs. You had an absolutely bang-up year, and I know that you're going to be putting together a league or a team for the deer contest. I do want to one more time pitch. As of today, signups are open, and actually there is a random raffle. If you sign your team up today, you are automatically entered for a team swag drawing. They're going to be putting together a little prize package for each member of the winning team, but that's only if you get your team signed up on June 1st. So a lot of exciting things coming. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be starting the one shot up. So that contest will open up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's great practice shooting in stressful situations, because it always seems like you can shoot X's until you turn the Facebook Live camera on. So
every time.
Every time. So that's going to be fun coming up. One other thing that's exciting, we've got a lot of really good feedback around the Talk Turkey to Me podcast, video cast. So we're going to be expanding it. We're not going to be stopping just because turkey season is done. It'll be under a different title for deer season. It'll be a lot more league related, but we've got some exciting things happening. We're hoping to start bringing on some of our youth hunters that were successful and have them tell their story of getting a deer. Bring on some of the winning teams or the top 10 teams from years past, and let us kind of pull their knowledge base and how they manage success. And we're also looking into doing some storytelling episodes where we're going to actually stream a video recorded hunt and get a play-by-play story from the successful hunter. So a lot of exciting things coming in the league. Stay tuned. Bow Hunting League is made entirely possible by volunteer effort and by all of you, the members of the league that come out and support. So from me to everybody that's watching and to everybody that's in the league, thank you for being part of the Bow Hunting League. We couldn't do it without you. Can't wait to see it continuing to grow. And once again, my name is Lance Young. I hope everybody has a blessed night. See you guys.
Cheers.